Hi gamers! In my years of playing, I've come across some things which, though not critical for playing the game, certainly make life a lot easier. I've asked around and very few of my friends who play knew all of these tips. Which isn't surprising, some of them took me a while to figure out myself. So I've compiled 5 of them for you today to get you started. I'm Debbie, and without any more ado, here are the 5 expert tips in Final Fantasy XIV I wish I had known sooner. 5. Assigning Gearsets to Hotbars. Okay, so you're probably more likely to know this one than any other, but just in case you didn't, you can assign more than just abilities to hotbars. Convenient alternatives include emotes, items and key items, like Geishel greens and quest items, and of course, gear sets. Running around on a gathering class and you spot your hunt mark? Become a war job. Fighting the unending minions of a darker power and notice it's almost time for your fishing boat? Teleport to Limsa and click on your fisher just in time to make it. The possibilities are endless, but when you're customizing the game to work best for you, including some of these items and gear sets onto your hotbar is amazingly convenient. You'll wonder what you did before it. Number 4. Alarm. There's also something you can assign to your hotbar called Alarm. You can find this in the Extras tab of Actions and Traits. This is really helpful for 2 reasons. The first, you can use it to set alarms IRL local time to remind you of things like fishing trips, or free company raid, or feed the cat. And if you're hearing this, you're already late for work. Okay, kidding, there's a 10-character limit for alarm names. But if you spend any time fishing or gathering, you've come to discover that certain rare nodes or fish only spawn at certain times. You can set up alarms in Eorzea time to remind you to go collect these rare items when they pop, without having to watch the clock. You can set multiple alarms, for example AM and PM for gathering, and they will repeat daily in Eorzea, so if you're free, you remember to do the thing. Mousing over the alarm will tell you when it will go off next in local time. You can set reminders prior to the alarm time to prep you, but unfortunately they don't save when you exit the game, so you'll have to set up your alarms each time you log in. Number 3. Supply mission copy item name. Okay, so a lot of beginner's guides cover how amazing the experience is for gathering and crafting classes doing the Grand Company turn-ins. And they're not wrong. They even talk about how comparatively inexpensive the items are to buy on the market board. But chances are some of you are still checking with your Grand Company to see what items are on today's docket, and even if you are aware of the fact they appear in your timers tab, did you know you can also copy the item name from there and paste it into the market board window? So doing these turn-ins is way easier than you thought it was. Just go to the nearest market board, check your Grand Company under timers, copy the item name from what you want to turn in, and paste it into the window. This is amazing for controller users as it saves you having to use a keyboard, as both copying and pasting can be done easily with the controller. Square on the item and then X to copy item name, and then L1 plus R1 in the search window in the market board and X to search. It's just that easy. Now there really is no excuse not to take advantage of that sweet experience every day. Number 2. /isearch. Okay, you probably know that if you have an item in your inventory and you want to know if you have any on your retainers, you can click on it and search and it will tell you. Or if you need an item for a turn-in, you can click on it and search to find out if you have it. But what do you do if you can't find an item you know you had? There's nothing to click on. How do you find it? Especially if you may or may not have an absurd number of retainers and a serious psychological revulsion to the concept of letting go. You could go to the market board to search for it from there, or /isearch item name. That's it. If you can remember the item name or enough of it to have it come up in a search, enter it in chat and it'll pop up a linkable that you can click on and search. It's just that easy. Maybe not everyone has a use for this, or maybe you do and it's not too often that you misplace something. Maybe you're better organized than some people. But the one time you do need it, knowing this is an option is invaluable. Note, it will only bring up items you possess on yourself, your saddlebags, or your retainers. It won't show items you no longer have. So if you see the message, "No match is found," you might be in trouble. And before we get to the number 1 tip I wish I had known sooner, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has watched and liked my videos or subscribed to my channel. I'm having so much fun creating this content, and your subscriptions help me make this my forever job. You gamers are the best. So my number one tip I wish I had known sooner? Number 1. Uncheck store all newly attained items in the Armoury chest. Please, please do this. How many times have you gone to change classes or change gear sets only to realize you can't because your Armoury chest is full? And then you look at it and it's all full, every slot. So you have to spend like 30 minutes going through your inventory instead of running that dungeon you wanted to. And then you just feel like a pathetic hoarder because all your retainers are full. Or is that just me? Anyway, unchecking this in your character configuration menu will send every new piece of gear you pick up into your inventory instead, where it won't prevent you from changing gear sets. And it's far easier to deal with it more promptly after acquisition if you see it there. It's been a lifesaver for me, and now it is one of the first settings I change when I create a new character. Gear shows up green on your inventory window so you know how much of the stuff you're carrying around, and when it's time to take a trip to your grand company to exchange them for company seals. As a bonus tip, since we're looking at the inventory HUD, gear that shows up as white means the spirit bond is maxed on that item and materia can be extracted from it. So try to take care of that as soon as possible when you see it too. I hope you have found this video helpful. If any of these tips were new to you or made your life easier, please let me know in the comments. I love to hear from you. If you want to catch me play live, please check me out on Twitch. And I post to YouTube every Wednesday and Saturday, so consider subscribing to check my next video. Have a wonderful day, gamers, and I'll see you in game.